All right, now that the drawing is finally loaded, now we can go in and insert our views into the drawing, including our detail views. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to Insert View. And the view orientation, I want to insert as the whole part. So I'm going to put that guy in first. I'm going to change the scale to be a little bit bigger. So let's go with like a 1:8 scale. So it's just a little bit bigger. And let's go bigger than that. We can fit a little bit more on. Let's try 1:6. There we go. That's actually, we can go bigger than that. Let's try 1:5. There we go. I like that much better. Now, with the truss, even though it has thickness to it, it's pretty much only a two-dimensional object. We have height and width. The thickness of it does not need to be shown a second time. We don't need to have a side view of this thing because there's just no purpose to it. Instead of having a side view on this one, I want you guys to insert at least 2 detail views. And the detail view I want you to insert is going to be of at least the top here. So we're going to drag and create a circle to show how big the detail view is. And we're going to make it about that big. And move the detail view over here. And then I also want to create another detail view of a section that has more than one joint. So like we have multiple joints here. So we create another detail view right like that. Now the beauty of the detail views is they allow you to see parts of your drawing that are not easily seen directly close up. Because now what I can do is when I go to add in my dimensions, I can dimension my angles and make them much easier to see in a detail view. Like that. And the same thing goes for up here. I can add in my dimensions and make them much easier to see in a detail view. And that way, I can put my linear dimensions in here and put my linear dimensions where I can actually use them. Now, when it comes to rules of dimensioning, you don't want to cross dimension lines. So like, for example, this one, we'll have to include this one inside. And since we know this piece and this piece are the same, we don't need to include it twice. So we know this one and this one are the same. So now all we have to do is dimension this one, and that gives us our length. The last thing we'll want to actually include in this thing is the physical height of it when it's all done. So we're going to include the height of it over here, which means that we will have to move our views over. So we'll have to click the view. We want to move our view out of the way of the truss, which means that it's going to be difficult to fit all of our detail views in and not have them overlap. So it's going to take some moving things around to make things line up the way you want them to, because the last thing you want to add in here is you want to be able to add in your isometric view. So I'm going to add in my isometric view. Now we can see here the isometric view is going to be quite large. So I'm going to change the scale of my isometric view down to about a 1:8 scale. And we can see here I can easily fit the isometric view in the corner of the drawing now. And just like always, I want to come in here and I want to add in the name of the project. So I'm going to add in, there we go, cardboard truss. And then I want to add in my name, C. Whiteman. And then, since this is my first revision or my first drawing, I can do Rev 0, which most of you guys actually caught on pretty well. So this will be page 1. This is exactly how I want your page 1 to look like. It's going to be a drawing like this. Page 2, as long as it finished loading, which it didn't, is going to be a very similar drawing, and it's going to be only isometric view showing tension and compression forces. So this page 2 that's still loading is going to be identical to your page 2 you did with the crane. You're going to do an isometric view with your tension and compression forces just like you had on your original crane drawing. So if this one finishes loading up, I will show you guys this one. But with the page 1, at least at this point, you can get your detailed views in as well as your isometric in the corner. All right, thanks guys.